Do you ever feel stuck in the rat race? Life doesn't have to be that way if you're willing to put in the work. In Bigger Vision, Chris Garrison helps you discover the keys to abundance, freedom, and personal growth that let you live the life of your dreams. And now, here's your host, Chris Garrison.
If I asked you what you did all day, could you answer? Most people really don't even know what they do, because if they ask themselves or get asked that question, their response is going to be, man, I was wide open. I was constantly doing something. There's not enough time in the day. And there's a bunch of responses, but you really can't account for what you've done all day. And if you do, you would realize there's a lot of wasted time. And I'm not talking about Netflixing and chilling and that kind of waste of time, because I don't necessarily consider that a waste of time when done in balance. But most of us are doing tasks that we should not be doing, non-revenue generating tasks that are below our pay grade, tasks that should be delegated. So I'm asking you, have you ever audited your time? And if you have, when was the last time that you audited yourself? Your day-to-day position and what you do. Because I guarantee you that you would learn that you are much more valuable than the things that you're allowing yourself to pay attention to. And if you're paying attention to the wrong things that pay you less than what you're worth, then you will never earn what you should be earning. This is how you elevate yourself to a higher financial state, is by doing a time audit. And a time audit looks like this. When you wake up in the morning, after the first hour, open up the notebook in your phone and jot down what you have done. Then at the next hour, open up the notebook again and jot down what you have done. I don't care if it was drive to work. If you've got an hour commute, you're going to write down what you did and what you did while you were driving, because you could utilize drive time by listening to an audiobook that's educational, by listening to a podcast that's educational, in whatever field, in whatever thing that's going to allow you to be a better you. And at the end of the day, you will have these logs of 8 to 10 to 12 logs because you did it by the hour. So I recommend setting an alarm clock on your phone. And then at that point, every hour, it's going to alert you to just sit there and jot down what you did. So my first hour would look something like: woke up, brushed my teeth, used the restroom, put my contacts, pretty much I would jot down this detail, put my contacts in and got ready to go to the gym and arrived at the gym. That's what my first hour of my day looks like. Left out getting dressed. So you can get as micro detailed as you want, but I recommend trying to stay somewhat high level on this first go around. Do this for 3 to 5 days and let's see what you spend your time on in a week's time. Then you can go back and you can analyze, what could I delegate off? What could I give to a VA? What could I give to someone on my team? What can I not have to do by putting in technology? Here's what it's doing. It's giving you clarity. And what I have found is the majority of the time we sit and we run circles around ourselves because we never find clarity of where we're trying to go. It's like if you said, hey, I want to go on a trip, and you never clarified where that trip was going to take you. If you hop in the vehicle, you don't know where to go. Instantly, there's going to be this sense of frustration, anxiety, and confusion because there was never a direction given because you didn't clarify where you were trying to go. And what this time audit does in your life is it clarifies what your attention is going towards, and what you focus on will grow. So if you're focusing on tasks that are less of a pay grade than what you should be focusing on, then you're going to get paid less than what you should get paid. Imagine that you've been educated, you have taken the time to educate yourself to make $400 an hour. but yet you chose to go and do something that pays $10 an hour. And in this time audit, you realize that you're doing this task. Do you expect to get paid $400 an hour for this $10 an hour task that you've been allowing yourself to do? Absolutely not. You're not going to find anybody that's willing to pay that. But if you delegate that off to someone that has not elevated themselves like you're doing in self-development and education and has not accomplished as much as you have, and you delegate that off because they need the opportunity for the $10 an hour because that's where they have put their time and efforts in, or the lack of. That's why they're at that $10 an hour. Maybe they're in the starting phase. You give that off to someone that appreciates and is at that level of $10 an hour. Therefore, now you can go find a $400 an hour or more task to do. Or maybe you educate yourself in that moment that was previously taken, and now you're elevating yourself to be more than a $400 an hour person. We are all given the same time, same 24 hours in a day. But some accomplish much more simply because they pay attention to where their efforts go. They make sure that they are paying attention to the things that will pay them what they are worth. This time audit will bring so much clarity to you that you will see a significant increase in everything in your life once you begin to delegate off and remove tasks that are below your pay grade. What are you worth? You truly will know what you're worth when you start to analyze where your efforts go in a day-to-day basis. So what is the take-home action you're going to do? You're going to set your alarm clock for every hour. You're going to go into that phone and you're going to set an alarm for every hour from the time that you wake up to the time that you typically go to bed. And at that alarm, you're going to write down in your notepad what you did for that prior hour. And you're going to do this for the next 3 to 5 days, 5 days preferably, because that's a typical work week for most folks. And this will allow you to see where your time's going. And I would press you to try to do this for 7 days because then you would see where your free time goes. Because almost everyone complains that they don't have enough time in the day to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. But my question is what are you trying to accomplish? Because most of us do not. We speak one thing, but our actions say a different story. And with this time audit, you will see what story your actions are telling you. And you will know, does it line up with what I say I want? Do my actions line up with what I say I want? This is what the time audit will give you. It will also let you know how you're going to increase your worth, what you are worth per hour, because we all have an hourly worth, but everybody's is different because we all pay attention to different things. The question is, will you pay attention to those high-paying tasks, or will you whore yourself out to a lower pay grade because of lack of discipline and lack of effort, and more importantly, lack of clarity? So let's get clear on what we want and what we are actually showing what we want. And let's have our destination lined out by time auditing our day so that we only put effort towards what is going to multiply our lives financially, relationally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. These are the areas that you want to make sure that you're applying effort for. So a few things that I do once I do know where my time is going, if it's something I need to delegate off, I'm going to videotape myself doing it. And I'm also going to write down a step-by-step process. And then I'm going to add a checklist to that so that I can hand that off to someone else. And I only train it once because now I've got a training program that can be given over and over again to whoever it needs to be given to. Because if you've ever hired you know that it is a numbers game as well. You're not always going to hire the ideal person. A lot of times you will make a mistake, and the more hiring you do, the better you'll get at it. But you're not going to bat 100 every time. So if you sit here, once you find what you want to delegate off, and you will make a video of yourself doing it, and you will put a document of a step-by-step process of how to do it, and you will add a checklist to it so someone that is new to it would be able to check off the list so that they can put this in repetition into their life till they don't need the checklist. Now, you will never have to retrain this again, and you will never have to do this task again in your life because you can hand it off over and over and over again as it multiplies, and you will begin to see an uplift in your life because now you are moving forward instead of spinning your wheels in the mud and doing circles around yourself. I hope this helps you. If you are interested in buying businesses, I want you to check out Blue Collar Millionaire Facebook group. That is Blue Collar Millionaire Facebook group, where me and my partners, Kevin Marin and Mark Evans DM, is teaching you how to acquire, scale, and sell cash flowing businesses that will substantially change your life. Forget about the startups where you wear all the hats and start paying attention to the things that you can buy that are currently cash flowing, 2, 3, 4, $500,000 worth of cash flow where you can afford to pay the debt on a purchase and hire the leadership that you need so that you can live the lifestyle that you want to live. We also have a mentor program called the War Room inside of the Blue Collar Millionaire group. And this is where we will hold your hand and mentor you through scaling, through acquiring, and through selling your business for legacy wealth that will change your family tree. Until next time, let's live in success.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.